Okay guys, so the video we're doing today, I'm actually catching up on doing some haul videos. I have a great big pile of stuff that I haven't went through. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Haven't went through. So this stuff we're going through right now came from a antique store in Kokomo. And we're gonna start off with this here. This is a Indiana license plate from 1983. So it's the Hoosier State. And it's got the log cabins and the fence and the trees around the top there. Look a lot better than any license plates we can get now. It wasn't $5, so I don't think I paid that much for it. Anyway, this one appears to have expired in April of 1983. So I'll just stick that up there. And we've got some normal stuff in here that I usually have on the channel. We got some trucks here. Let's pull our string off of here. This is a really cool truck. This is a big 4x4 Chevy Silverado Stepside. The side pipes, and the KC lights on the top. It says Speed Commander. So it says Chevy on the bumper with a blue bow tie, which is actually quite a bit smaller than the bow tie that they have cast in the grill. And then we've got the headlights up here and the turn signals in the, like right under them. So that would put this probably 86, 87. Because they're not in the grill, so it's not an 84 or 5. 3, 4, or 5. So it must be a 80. I know they did that in 87 because my uncle had a Stepside that the lights were like that. So this truck is kind of dusty, as you can see. It's got some big fender flares on the front of it. It's got side pipes on it and licensed Firestone rubber tires on it. Pretty cool. It's got a flaming bird in the back window. It says Chevrolet on the tailgate and Chevy on the license plate again. It's got a big trailer hitch on it. Got a tonneau cover on it. It's got some suspension to it. In the back, there's not a whole lot in the front. But this is made by 1984 Fisher Price Toys division of Quaker Oats Company. And if I slide this back all the way, apparently this takes batteries and it does something. If it's a remote control, I don't have the remote for it, so. But I do have enough of those C batteries, I think. Yeah, size C. Okay, I have enough C's we can at least find out if it works or if it does anything. And these are good batteries, so if it doesn't work, it's not because the batteries are bad. It may be because I can't get them to go in the truck, though. They fit in there awfully tight. Stop sliding down there just yet. My problem is that these batteries keep sliding down in there before I want them to, and so they're giving me some troubles. I was dumb and I didn't read the inside of the truck. Alright, now that battery's in there, and they're facing the right direction now. And it's got gears in it because right now they're locked up. Now, how do I turn it on? Nothing presses down. There's no switch on it anywhere. So I guess we don't get to know if this works or not. I assume it was a remote control. But considering I don't have the remote, we'll just assume that maybe it worked if it had the remote. I don't know. Alas, it does not have the remote. I didn't really even think about it being a remote controlled truck. So, since I don't have a remote for it, and presumably it doesn't work, and I probably won't be able to find a remote for it, although I might search around on the eBay for a little bit. But if I end up not being able to find a remote for it, I'll probably take it apart and take some gears out so that this back wheel rolls freely. Because right now, it's completely locked up. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's not, the problem's not that the gears are locked up. Okay, well, we've messed with that for long enough. It's a cool looking truck anyhow. Maybe I'll get it to work. Yeah, maybe I can find a remote for it. On occasion, I do get lucky and find stuff like that. I also got this trailer, which I think is... Oh, I have the top for it. Just fell off. So this also has rubber tires on it. Actually, pretty nice rubber tires for... no nicer than the trailer is. It's got Goodyear tires on it. Pretty wide tires. This is actually made by Play School. And I think it's an older toy, but I don't, maybe 80s or 90s. So not super old, but not new either. So it's got this little toolbox lid here. Has more licensed brands on it. Valvoline, Ram, Champion, Holley, and Goodyear. And put little stuff in here. I assume it had stuff in there when it was new. And the jack on this trailer actually works pretty good. You see the trailer going up or down. And actually at the store, they had the truck sitting on the trailer, and it actually goes on there pretty good. So if I had something that could pull this trailer, I could pull the truck on the trailer. Looks pretty good. It just kind of, since all the gears are in the back of this truck, it really wants to dump backwards. If we put it that way, it doesn't want to dump back so bad, but it still kind of does dump back a little bit. So, moving away from the bigger stuff, we have a much smaller off-roader truck here. It says 4x4. This is a little Tonka truck. Now for a Tonka, this has an exceptionally great amount of plastic on it, especially for what I assume to be a 70s or 80s Tonka. They don't hardly ever have the year anywhere on them, but we'll check. Tonka Corporation, 1978, made in Mexico. Okay, so this one is from somewhere around 1978. Of course, that could be just a patent date, copyright date, whatever you want to call it. This truck could be from, somewhere in the early 80s. But the only metal parts are the chassis and then the burgundy part of the cab, the brown part of the cab. All the gray that you see is plastic. It's got quite a bit of plastic on it. It's got some good suspension in the front of it, though. Part of that's because the base is kind of loose, but not really sure what kind of truck it's supposed to be, but it's a good looking truck. Maybe a Ford. Kind of looks like a Ford. Could be a Ford. Looks kind of twisted, doesn't it? Alright. It rolls okay, so there you can see that suspension on that truck worked pretty good. Okay, now we have, oh yeah, I couldn't remember, in the bag I always saw it like this, I couldn't remember what it was from. According to this tag, this is a Dodge Dart trunk emblem. It says 270 on the little glass emblem here, plastic emblem. Now the chrome is pretty tarnished and foggy, but I'm sure you could probably polish that up pretty good. Or you could just leave it, depending on what kind of look you were going for here. So that's pretty cool. Now I have some more stuff that I got there. We'll go get that. So another smaller truck here. Could be about the same scale as this Tonka truck. We have an old Chevy Stepside. This is an older body style than that one though. This is a 73 to 80, somewhere in there. Judging by the grill, it's a 76 to 80, but we won't get too technical here. That's an older truck. Keith Black Racing Engines. Race Team. Krager Z Race Team. It says turbo on the rear fender. It says number 4 on the doors here. It's got these really nice rubber tires on it. 4-wheel drive tires on it. It says turbo on the hood there. And I wish they would make some tires like this for 1/64 scale that were narrow like that, because the real fat wide tires like this, those don't fit on everything. We need some narrow off-roader tires like that for smaller scales than this. But anyway, this truck might be somewhat recognizable if you guys really have a good memory and you remember this truck from a haul video quite a while ago. It's the same body style as this truck here. Actually, it's the exact same truck, just different colors. So I assume they're the same brand. But this one, unfortunately, is missing a door. Then I realized how nice this was and realized I can't take the door off of this and put it on here because this one's actually nicer than this one. So, still looking for a door. These are made by... Okay, this is a 1/49th scale. Alright, let's compare this with the 1/52nd scale truck that I got today. Yeah, okay. They're somewhat close. This truck should be a heck of a lot bigger than this, but this is a little bit smaller scale. I just bought that stock truck today, but I thought, well, I'll see. It says Chevy 4x4 on the bottom there. This one had a brand on it. MC Toy. So they're so close to the same. They're made by the same company, I'm sure. This one is probably newer than this one, which is why this one doesn't have a this one has the stamp badge on it and this one doesn't. And yeah, I'm on the squeaky chair, if you couldn't tell by that sound. Alright, let's clear out our spot here. I was working on some stuff over there, so try to not knock my lights over here and show you this next thing. Whoops. So we have a truck and a trailer that goes with it. Pretty cool set. They're both Ertls. I assume they both go together. Their paint's the same color and they're from about the same era. Late 70s. So let's clear off the table and see this in better light. So there you go. Got your international truck and a horse trailer here. Let's check out the truck first. This is a international 100 pickup. I assume it's a 100 anyway. Suppose it could be a Scout pickup. But let's see. 74, 75-ish. Somewhere in that era. Got a big chunk out of our bumper here. Yeah, the front end's not in great shape. It's got a big dent in the hood. The front fender's folded, and I think it's gotten dropped. Because with this being broke off how it is, and then the fender being caved in like that, my assumption is that it's been dropped right there, or something. It was ran into, or it ran into something. With the graphics on it, I'm sure they were a lot cooler before they were aged and faded out, but they still look decent. Got an international logo there. And the bottom of the truck probably doesn't say very much. The Ertl Company, Dyersville, Iowa, made in USA. Yep. About what I figured was all it said. Inside, not super detailed, but the steering wheel is actually the most detailed thing. Looks muddy in there. Been off-roading, I think. The top and the back here are one piece, which in reality would make this a Scout pickup, not a 100. Yeah, I think this is a Scout because it's all a big unibodied truck. So we'll say it's a Scout pickup. Missing the tailgate, and the tailgates are expensive for these, so it's just going to continue to be missing the tailgate. It's got the bumper though, although this end of it's a little broke off. It's not too bad. And somebody's drawn some marks across there with a marker. So there's our truck. We'll switch it out now for the trailer. And that bent fender doesn't really hurt it too bad. It still rolls really good. So here's our horse. I can't talk. Here is our horse trailer here. Now this is all metal as well. Here's the bottom of it there. There's your stamp. The Ertl Company, Dyersville, Iowa, made in USA. Now the wheels on this one are a little different, or the tires are anyway. The wheels are the same. Some kind of putty on that wheel. I think other than the putty, it's not too bad. It's got little porthole windows on it, kind of like an old van. Got tailgate likes to dump in instead of out. And I know I'm going to knock the camera over when I pull this out. There's no way that's supposed to go in, but you can see how the trailer's kind of bent one way, so there we go. Maybe you pull it that one way and that keeps it from flopping open when you... So no horses or cattle came with this trailer, but you could probably use it for about anything. It is painted inside, although it looks silver on the camera for some reason. And there you can see that light, the porthole lighting up there. So you can kind of see now it's got some metallic to the paint, as does the truck. And the decal on this one's in pretty good shape. A lot better shape than the truck. It says Ertl on the front there. I took a chance on this thing, not really knowing anything about it. It says micro machines, scale miniatures. It says service on the side, both sides of it. It's a little plastic vinyl case, and it's got a lot of the pieces with it. And my assumption is it's a service station. I don't know exactly how everything's supposed to go. Stick that there, I guess. I know that's not how it's supposed to go, but whatever. Now, the micro machines are a heck of a lot smaller than the Hot Wheels, or this is a Matchbox, but we'll say it's a Hot Wheel. Now the width is okay, just barely, but it's okay. But if you try to park this van in these spaces, it doesn't fit. I mean, you know, it's right on the edge of rolling off. And it definitely can't fit down this slope here. It also can't fit on what I assume are dynometers or something of that sort. It doesn't fit on the lift either. So it really only fits in the outer parking spaces. But, lucky for us, in the last box of stuff I bought at the toy show, it had a Micro Machines truck in it. Sorry, it took me a minute to find it. So there's one. This isn't a Micro Machine, but it's about the same size. This one has the same Micro Machines badge as the front of this case does. So this is almost even too small for the Micro Machines. That tells you how small it is. Now I assume not all the Micro Machines are giant monster trucks like this, so this is still going to be too wide for our parking spaces. Oh, yeah, there you go. And it doesn't fit down the slope either. Actually, it pretty much drives right over the slope. This isn't a lift, this is an elevator. I don't know what this goes to. It looks like this clips onto something. I'm not 100% sure what it does. But anyway, so this Micro Machine doesn't work with anything. It's too big. The Micro Machine is too big. And this Micro Machine is not a Micro Machine. This is a Road Champs, but it'll give us the basic idea of how this works. I assume most of the Micro Machines are actually this size. It can actually go down the ramp here. They're so crazy small. Now I can't pull it out. Or, you know, there's this lift here as well. Oh, that's how that works. There. Drives up on there. Push the lever back, it goes down. Truck drives away. So, I guess the fact that all these little trucks came in the box of stuff I got at the toy show wasn't totally useless, because now I have at least something that kind of goes with this. So I'll get that out of our way. Got some cool stuff here still. I guess we'll start with Garfield. Now, he's got a Hawaiian shirt on, knee pads, and is it a bandana or a helmet? It's a helmet. I assume he's a skateboarder or something. I can't get this string to loosen up. There we go. Pull that off of him. Now he's made out of some sort of hard rubber. And it's not super old, but I think it does have some age to it. What's his foot say? Oh, it's older than I thought it was. $1978. Second copyright's 1981, which is which would be this one. United Feet Symbol. Sorry. United Feet Syndicate. It's abbreviated, so it could mean a lot of stuff. But anyway, got a little Garfield figure here. So there's him. Now this is pretty cool. I didn't think that was broke when I got it. Maybe it wasn't. I can glue it though. Anyway, got a Subaru Brat here. Now this is all plastic. I believe that Z is the same Z that Zilmax uses. I didn't know they made bigger trucks. I also wouldn't have expected them to be plastic. But it is a what they call a friction car. You know, it's got the gears in it that carry it around, power it. It's got the rear facing seats here, forward facing seats inside with a chrome steering wheel. It's got these really cool stripes on it. It says Turbo. There's your Brat, because it's a Subaru Brat. Pretty good representation of one. It's got some nice wheels on it. So I don't know how old this actually is, but it's got rubber tires on it, and it's unique. I don't see very many of those. Here's something else you don't see very many of. This is a Tootsie Toy Volkswagen Rabbit. And see, Tootsie Toy. It's stamped up there. I just can't get the lighting right. There you can kind of see it. And if you couldn't see it, the wheels are recognizable enough. It says Rabbit Diesel on the side. Diesel powered on the hood there. Got the little Volkswagen emblem. Hey, I know what that police car was that we got at the... Remember that police car we got at the toy show that I showed you guys? This is not a Gremlin. This is a Volkswagen Rabbit. It just looks like a Gremlin. See that front? That's exactly what this is. This is a Volkswagen Rabbit police car, which is still pretty comical. But anyway, back to this rabbit. This is the only one of these Tootsie Toy rabbits that I've ever seen. It's textured on the top, I assume to look like a vinyl top. I don't know. But yeah, as you just saw, the rear hatch does open, and it's not broke off. So I thought that was pretty cool. I had actually forgotten I bought this. That's how long ago I had this. Alright. Then we got some going back a few years with these racing champions. These are some older trucks here. I'd say most of them are from the 90s. Now this one here could be a bit older. Bud Moore. Bowani Incorporated. Ford. That's pretty cool. Lil Bud Moore. It's an old car. Okay, let's find a year. Alright, 1992 is when this came out. Obviously the stock car itself is a lot older than that. But I think we'll leave this. I think we're just gonna leave these in the package. I never do anything with them with the NASCAR stuff once it's out of the package, so I at least see it when it's hung up on the wall. So we had Bud Moore. Now we're going to the truck series of NASCAR. Looks like a Ford truck here, sporting the Ortho Weed Killer sponsor. Toby Butler. NASCAR Super Truck Series by Craftsman. That's right, that is what they called that. I'm not just making that up. I actually do remember that Super Truck is what these are called. I couldn't remember. 1995 Premier Edition. Obviously, it came out in 1995. So, there's that one. Well, we're not going to offend anybody. We've got a GM, we've got a Mopar, and we've got a Ford. Here we've got, from the NASCAR Craftsman truck, the Super Truck Series. Although they show a Chevrolet on the little emblem there. This one here is a Dodge. Big Ram. This is the 1996 Premier Edition. This truck's pretty cool. I actually haven't seen this one before. And I'm sorry to say I don't recognize this name. Jimmy Hensley. I know the name Hensley, I just can't place Jimmy Hensley, but this was 1996, so it's been a while. Although I don't know very many of the drivers now either, because a lot of the guys I liked have retired. But I watch NASCAR more than the Super Truck Series, but I like them both. And here we have the Spears Chevrolet. They're all racing champions. They're just all from different years here. See bottom of package for serial number on car chassis. Okay, so this serial number here, 8427, should match on the bottom, and it does. This was one of those special ones, I guess. Premier Edition, matched serial numbers on truck, collector card, and display stand. Like that. And this is Bill Sedgwick. I assume I said that right. I don't recognize this. I don't recognize the truck, but again, these are older. Got the Super Truck Series logo up there. And these ones, you know, you're supposed to have your driver sign them or whatever. Yeah, they're pretty cool. All right, we're moving right along here with these, so we're gonna clear off the table and keep going. Okay, so that video was pretty old. I did that video a while back, but I never did finish the haul video. I'm also really embarrassed that I put the batteries in this truck backwards. I mean, I've only seen a couple of things that the batteries actually face the same way in the compartment. I can't believe that I did that, but anyway, we're gonna pick up on this haul video where we left off like 3 months ago. Probably, no, it's been longer than, it's been a lot longer than that. Probably about 6 months ago is when I did that video. But I have the truck back up here, just because I had it handy. I didn't bother going and getting everything else that I already showed in the video because the table was getting kind of clogged up. So we're gonna I'm gonna get the other stuff and finish up this video. So one of the times that I was there, they were having a kind of a flea market type of thing out behind the building, and that's where the rest of this stuff came from. I'm still on the squeaky chair, as you can probably hear. This is a cowboy riding a horse. The horse's ears are broke off, but I don't really think it's missing anything else. It needs cleaned up, but oh, I guess the back of his hat's chipped off too, that's right. This was really cheap. I think it was like $1 or something like that. Not as cheap as the Pilgrim I just bought that was about the same size. And I think it was probably made out of resin just like this one. But same sort of decoration there. It's about the only thing that I remember how much I paid for it, because this has been a long time ago. I got this little lamp here, lantern I should say, the little stars in the top of it. Yeah, you can hold it up with the hook there. It's got a blue candle in there that's all but melted. It's not real old because it's got a UPC barcode on the bottom of it, but I liked it. Looks like it's hinged right here where this sticker's at. We're gonna cheat here. I'm gonna break this blade. Yeah. So I don't really know how to get it open. It's hinged right there, but it looks like it's glued shut, or they've soldered it shut right here. Anyhow, got these really cool plates here. These are super cool. The Great Seal of the United States of America. Little tin plate there, probably from 1976. It's kind of got that vibe going to it. It's made by Ohio Art. I recognize that brand, is why I mentioned that. Alright, I got another cool plate here. This one we know is from 76. American Revolution Bicentennial. Illinois, December 3rd, 1818. That's when they became a state, I believe. Well, the seal says August 26th, 1818. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm getting it confused. I don't know who made this. There's a stamp there. There's a stamp there. I've seen that stamp before. That's probably the logo for the company that made this plate. And then it's a limited edition. This one's number 44, it looks like. It's got some weight to it. Pretty cool. Even if I may have gotten my history a little bit wrong. The rest of this stuff I actually have in a nice picnic basket that I got there. I used to have one of these baskets and something happened to it, so I've got a nicer one here. So now we're gonna go through that. If I remember correctly, it is completely full of stuff. Oh, this was cool. How could I have forgotten about this? This was awesome. Ralph Stanley and the Clinch Mountain Boys. Is that cool or what? It's signed. This is Song and Memory Book Volume 3. A lot of history and that sort of stuff in here. Got some songs. So that's really cool. I'm putting it back in the bag so it doesn't get, none of the corners or anything get bent. Although since I put it back in the bag sideways, I don't really suppose it matters. We have a little building here. Oh, I forgot I had this. It's a covered bridge. I knew I'd bought a covered bridge somewhere. I just couldn't remember where it got off to. Made out of wood. You know, somebody's made it. There you go. You can see inside there. It's actually built really a lot like a real one. You know, you got the light coming in up here. It's pretty cool. You know, you can run a Hot Wheels car through it or something. I think. Yep. Yep, there we go. Came out the other side. Alright, so there's the bridge. Oh, I forgot I bought this. I got the movie Elf with Will Ferrell. I had completely forgotten. It's from Blockbuster. I had completely forgotten about this. Oh, it's got a widescreen and full screen. I was like, why does it have two? There's a Blockbuster up there. It's a nice DVD case. You know, it's not a cheap plastic one. Now, the stuff wrapped in paper, this is going to be like Christmas, because I don't remember what 90% of this is. Oh yeah, this is cool. Oh, you can read it. Good, I don't have to stick my hand in there. UAW Chrysler Transmission Plant, Kokomo, 1987 Perfect Attendance Mug. That is really cool. Got that for $1. Wow. Seems like that guy was having a sale too, so that may have been even better, an even better deal than $1. I think I got 2 of these, at least. No. Wow. No, I got, I see 3 of them right here. Some little Dutch children, I assume. They're blonde and they have wooden shoes. I assume they're Dutch. I believe these are all made by the same company, and they're made in Japan. The Duryee's Motor Wagon 1895. That's pretty cool. Now this one's made in Taiwan. And the Rio 1905 REO. That is really cool. I think I like this one even better than this one. These are probably from the 70s. Reason being, these were pretty popular then. I hate to lay them on top of each other, but we don't have a whole lot of room here. Okay, this oh dear, my lamp fell over. This I assume is a bottle, just by the shape of it. Notre Dame football team Fighting Irish 7-Up Salutes bottle. Okay, looks like they were the national champions for 1977. Commemorative bottle. I collect these 7-Up Salutes bottles, so I think that's probably why I got that. That's pretty cool. Slide that in there. Way it doesn't flop over. Got a little ceramic squirrel who looks like he's seen better days. His paint's kind of flaking off. I think that's a skunk. His face looks not like a skunk. He's black and white though. It's either a gray squirrel or it's a skunk of some kind with a funny looking squirrel face. I don't know. Got a glass jar here that probably had a candle or something in it. It's got a tin lid on it. Atlas. I don't know if it's all that old, but I just thought it was cool. Jeff Foxworthy, you might be a redneck and check your neck. I like Jeff Foxworthy, that's why I bought that. Or I know that's why I bought that. I don't really even remember buying that. We have a very old picture. Well, this is a postcard, but it's still an old postcard, as you can tell. It says, "I'd do anything for you." But the photograph itself is an old. It's old. You can tell by the plane. Got a wing walker here doing some tricks. It's pretty cool. Oh, we got something hiding in the basket that I didn't see here. Sanford's Pennant. Peacock blue, 10 cents. It was ink. It's an ink jar. It's pretty cool. It's got a lot of texture to it. Oh, there you go. Fountain pen ink. Alright. This feels like it's probably another bottle. You could buy a 1994 Cadillac. I wonder why I bought this one. I have this one. Probably because this one's in a lot better shape than the one I have. This one looks almost brand new. Again, Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish. 1973 national champions. Okay, then we're gonna... Alright, something fell down in the bottom of the picnic basket here. We have largest insurer of automobiles in Indiana, home office, Indianapolis, Indiana. State Automobile Insurance Association. It's an old ruler. And of course, the picnic basket itself these are pretty popular, at least around where I live, but that is because they're made in Peru, Indiana. And that's just up the road a little bit. Now the little thing that separates everything is not so hot. I remember it being like that when I bought it, but I don't think my other picnic basket that I had even had that, so nice that it has that. Top's just made out of wood, the hinges. They had these in a couple different colors and patterns. They had this pattern that was red. They had blue ones and green ones, and then they had a red and blue one that was a completely different pattern than this. They're made very, very well. So I was happy to find another one that had the pattern that I like, the one that I used to have. So pretty good haul video here. Even though the first half of it and the second half were made half a year apart, it was still pretty good. So like, comment, subscribe for more. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video.